What happens when four people with their own deeply personal experiences of suicide come together? One of the most extraordinary conversations you'll ever see. I'm Laura, and along with three others, we each shared a letter we'd written to a loved one or ourselves for our new campaign, What If a Conversation About Suicide Could Save a Life? Then we talked about what we've learned on our journey and what we want others to know. Because talking about suicide is the best way to prevent it from happening. This is The Conversation from Suicide Prevention Scotland.
Dylan, I miss you. Sometimes it feels like yesterday and 10 years all at once. I think about your beautiful smile and I can hear you laugh. I think about your incredible strength and how you kept on fighting every day. And I wish everyone could see how brave you really were. I think about how alone you must have felt, and I wish that you could have shared what you were thinking and feeling. I know how difficult it must be to put those thoughts into words, and I know how much strength it would take to say the words out loud. But I know being able to talk with someone will make a difference. You're not alone. Talking will help. I wish that anyone had known how to ask you, are you thinking about suicide? I know people worry that they'll say the wrong thing and it might not seem like the right thing to do. But starting that conversation would let you know you're not alone. Starting a conversation can be the first step in helping to prevent suicide. I wish more than anything that we'd both been able to talk, because I wasn't ready to let you go.
That was really moving. Yeah. Hard.
Yeah, it's hard to write.
Yeah. And hard to hear as well, isn't it? It's difficult when you're looking back and thinking so many what ifs.
Yeah, the talking, with hindsight, it should have been easy, but it wasn't easy. And to think about that now, that's the one thing that you want to be able to say to other people, is just to be brave and do it.
Yeah.
You know, we worry about not being the right person to ask if you're all right. But actually asking that person gives them the first opportunity to say that they need help.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the hardest step, has been removed from them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
I think the thing is, when you're in that place, like Dylan was, that you feel that you think that you're saving people from pain by not speaking to them about it. You know, he loved you so much, he didn't want his mum to know how he was feeling. And I think that's what's so difficult about it, because it's like when you're trapped in that place, you feel your only way out is to just escape. And you don't realise, I mean, it is the hardest thing, is talking. I was in Dylan's shoes. And even after my third attempt, it took till my third attempt, over 10 years, to actually go, right, hang on, I need to talk to someone, and not just try and protect people. And it's a shame, because you don't realise that you're not protecting anyone.
Yeah.
And there's a difference with talking, isn't there? There's people who talk generally, but it's about getting underneath what they're really feeling. Because, you know, in terms of people just talking about just everyday stuff, but not actually getting below the surface and what they need to see and how they're really feeling. And I don't know, there's that sense of shame or not wanting to burden people.
I think that the sense of shame is really stronger for some people as well. And I think for Dylan, he didn't want people to know about how he felt, because that would make him different from everyone else. More than anything, he just wanted to feel normal and the same as all his friends. So keeping it hidden seemed to make more sense to him at that time. And I think that's partly why I think it's important that other people are able to ask, because he couldn't find those words to speak out and say it. He didn't want anyone to know.
Yeah. It's hard when you're feeling like that and you feel different anyway. I mean, I feel different every single day. I feel like I missed the class in life that people seem to understand this world by. I feel like I kind of live in some sort of weird limbo, but somehow I've managed to keep going, and I don't really know how. Probably luck, but honestly probably from talking to the right people. And the most important thing you can do, I think, is listen, but properly listen. I think that's the most kind and compassionate thing anyone can do, is properly listen.
Presumably if you're talking more to people, then you actually realise a lot of people will also talk and maybe share how they feel.
Yeah.
So it's encouraging others to talk, you know.
Yeah. I mean, even just being in this space just now, although we've all got different experiences, we're all being compassionate with each other and listening, and even that, you feel a bit less alone, don't you? Just in that. And it's such a cliche, but it's important.
I think Dylan thought he was the only one that was struggling amongst his friends and the people that he knew, and it's easy to see, or easy to think, that everyone else, like you say, everyone else is managing life perfectly and they all know how to do it, and I can't do that. But actually when you start talking to everyone else, you're right, you realise that everyone else is struggling with something. So just having that conversation does make you feel less alone.
I must admit, I find the more open I am about my experiences of being bereaved by suicide, the more people talk and open up, and actually it's maybe not suicidal feelings, but it's just about their life struggles and how they feel in terms of being anxious or what they're worried about. And it's kind of that cliche, like you say, it's okay to not be okay, and actually the more people basically open up and talk about how they're really feeling, the better, because then it just encourages others to talk as well. So it's instead of putting on that facade that everything is okay and life's fine, it's like social media posts, you know, where people making out life, everything's rosy all the time, when actually it's just trying to do the opposite, actually get people to talk genuinely. I was going to ask, do you feel that people have been opening up to you as you've talked and shared more about how you feel? And
I think people are more, like, I've had, you know, good friends who've really struggled, and they'll talk to me about it because they know that I understand. And also I think as well that you don't get that fear reaction from, you know, if somebody said to me, I'm thinking, I just want it all to go away. Obviously I worry about that person, but I don't go, oh my goodness, like,
that shock.
Or even, and also that shame as well, because I mean, I've had it, that I've had people go, well, I don't know what you've got to be depressed about, there's nothing wrong with you, pull your socks up, pretty much. And I felt that about myself, I still feel that about myself, and it's an ongoing struggle, but then it's again that kind of self-compassion thing. And then I think when people start to open up to you more, and you realise that even by just sharing your experience, that you, even if all the horrible stuff can maybe help someone. It's such a cliche and so cheesy, but
it's true.
It does help.
It does make a difference, doesn't it?
Just, I guess, on that idea of kind of the shame, the stigma of it, it's like when you sort of think about it in the sense of, if somebody had a broken leg or, you know, broken arm or something, you wouldn't just leave it unattended, you'd go and get the support for it. But when it comes to like mental health, people don't think about that in the same way, and they should, because it's if they've got an issue, they shouldn't bottle it up, they shouldn't pretend it's not there, because it's just going to get worse and worse. And just that people, maybe if society, if we kind of try to think a bit more like that, if it's just the same as kind of physical health in that sort of way.
I agree so much, Ross, and I think I struggle with it on a daily basis. I've on my diagnosis, but I can be really up, I can be really down, and I find it really difficult to navigate the world, and I find it difficult to kind of explain to people, because there is sometimes people won't hear from me for weeks, and I've had to kind of change my lifestyle, my work. Like, I used to work in a job that was really high pressured, I realised I can't. Like there's just, and it's a little bit like, well, if I had a broken back, I probably wouldn't be able to ride a horse.
Yeah.
So there's just that kind of, maybe in the future I might be able to go back to a high pressured, high stressful job or whatever. But for just now, it's like I've had to adjust my lifestyle and to try and keep myself healthy. And it is that, you know, it's...
That's self-care, isn't it?
It is,
looking
yeah.
after yourself. And it's the same, you've got to put your own oxygen mask on before you can help others.
Yeah.
Yeah.